Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of I Shake My Head with Lisa and Sam.
Okarini Nasi, Samantha. Want me to say it again? Ready?
No! Don't!
Oh my God! Okarini Nasi, Samantha.
And what would that be, Lisa?
That's welcome back in Japanese.
Oh, dear God.
Okarini Nasi.
Can you just pick a language that people actually maybe you won't kill or...
Samantha,
like,
you don't know that
slaughter?
I'm killing it.
You are.
Yeah, I'm killing it because I'm learning it.
No, because it's not...
Listen, it's the gesture.
Okay.
That's what it is.
And that was welcome back in Japanese.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Don't ever use it again.
Well, don't go away again. There you go.
All right, then.
Well, you won't hear me say that very often, I'll tell you. That's for sure.
So, Lisa?
Samantha, good to see ya.
Yeah, one of us got a tan, though.
Really?
Yeah, and it ain't you!
Well, Samantha, you know what? That's just down.
Hi.
That is just a lie.
Hey, Whitey, how's it going?
No, that is not true at all, friends. Friends of the podcast. Friends of the podcast.
Sorry, that's
As
funny.
you know, this is our welcome back vacation. Move your fat arm away from mine, Samantha. Right?
Sorry, I was just comparing my dark brown tan to Lisa's non-existent white tan with some freckles.
That is not true. So, friends of the podcast, let's just back it up here for a moment.
Back it up.
This is our first day back together after almost 3 weeks of vacation.
Yes.
Separate vacations.
And it was lovely.
Much well-needed break of a vacation, might I add.
Yep.
And Samantha, I don't appreciate your comment.
Oh, that's too bad.
Because it's not true. I am also
No, you
tanned.
are not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
Brown freckles don't count.
I didn't have freckles before you left. No, they came out. Right?
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying,
I can't
Samantha.
help it that you don't tan well.
I tan well. It rained my whole vacation. It rained, except for one day. And let me tell you, friends of the podcast, I put that time in that day, and I got my tan on.
You got your asshole tan on.
It was 3 weeks ago, though, so some of it has peeled.
Lisa, I think you need to tell them the truth about that tan.
What about it?
You got so red,
Oh,
you couldn't even go near a speck of sunshine the next day.
Thank God it didn't sunshine the next day. The good Lord was on my side, Samantha.
And then for several days after
And
that.
for several days after, the good Lord thought, I'm going to bring rain to the Ottawa area, so Lisa doesn't, so Samantha can have a better tan.
Yes, because when I went away to Osoyoos, British Columbia, every day was plus 30 or better.
I would have thought you'd have a better tan then.
No, because I was smart. I used an SPF 30.
100.
No, and a 60 on my face.
A 60 on your face.
Well, I want a tan, but I don't want to look like a wrinkled mess.
You should have just wore a bag.
Oh, shut up. Oh, my God.
That would have helped your face.
I got a good tan, actually.
Samantha, you also have fake blonde hair and blue eyes, so of course you're
I
going
do
to tan.
not have fake hair. That's really rude.
I'm just saying.
I think you're just jealous, and now you're just tearing me apart for no apparent reason.
I'm not. Samantha.
I can't help it that I had good weather, and my tan actually, like my skin actually tans.
My skin tanned.
I can't help you with that.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know what, friends of the podcast?
Let's get beyond this.
Let's get past this.
Yeah. Your jealousy is very ugly. It's a very ugly look for you.
Really? And apparently so is my shirt, because that's the first thing you said when you picked me up.
How's your orange shirt?
Listen, it's like, that's the problem, right? Is I didn't realize we'd be comparing our tans today. Because Samantha,
I'm sorry.
had I known that that's what we would be doing,
okay.
I would not be wearing my orange shirt.
And I wore a blue shirt because I figured a white shirt would really piss you off. Because I look awesome in white right now.
Bitch, I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed if you were in white today.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm in orange to help bring out my natural hue.
Which is white.
No.
Pearly white.
But speaking of white, guess whose white shoes aren't that white anymore?
Lisa's.
Yes, I worked on that during my vacation.
Got her Converse dirty.
I've finally got some color on my Converse. And my one friend, she spilled a little bit of red wine on it. So I got a little bit of her with me, and also helps with my white shoes not being quite so white.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Well, how was your vacation, Lisa?
You know what, Samantha? I had a great time. My vacation started before yours. I went 1 week before you did.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a fantastic time. Always love visiting with my family, visiting the Holmans.
The Holmans.
And just relaxed. That's what I did.
Chill, baby, chill.
I chilled. sometimes probably drank a little too much wine. That was the theme of the vacation. Wine. But you know what? I was on vacation, so what the heck, right?
What the heck?
I don't really drink all year long.
No, you don't.
So I just felt like, so I had a great time. Just thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thoroughly.
No adventures, Lisa?
Well, you know what, Samantha? What I did is I got my activity on. And by activity, I mean non-sweating activity.
Yes.
Non-sport-like activity.
Oh.
What I did do is I played some bingo.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, so friends of the podcast, my sister and her family, they have a beautiful trailer up in this really fun little campground, and they have lots of friends up there, so it's like super fun. It kind of reminds me of like being back in university living in residence.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, like tons of fun. And they have all of these different events planned, right? Like on like the weekends and stuff. Mm-hmm. So on Saturday, one of the Saturdays, they have adult bingo. Which is just bingo, but they also have a kids bingo because they do kids stuff too. And I tell you, guess who's like the bingo queen?
You.
Me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super. I think I won 3 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then you got to be careful, right? Because then I didn't want to win anymore. Because last year when I went there, I rode in and took the euchre championship, right? So this year, after like 2 bingo wins, and then I won the mystery prize, I was like, oh, please don't pick I'm not even dabbing anymore. I'm just watching now. Yeah. But apparently I'm pretty good at bingo, but I don't call bingo. I refuse. I don't say bingo. My sister said bingo for me.
Aw,
yeah.
That's nice of her.
Yeah, just something about that, right? Not going there. Not investing that much into bingo to actually say it. No.
No bingoing?
No.
Okay.
So tell me something about your vacation. I still have lots more, but I want to hear about your vacation.
Really?
Because I think you got your activity on.
Yes, I did.
Which I think is hilarious as a plus-size woman.
Well, you know what? My sister and her family are activity people.
They are.
Which I appreciate. And this is not our first time in Osoyoos.
Yes.
So we learned a few things the last couple times. And we decided we want to try one new activity on top of the other stuff that we...
Okay.
Or actually, we did 2 new activities.
Wow.
But...
Shut the front door.
But...
Plus girl, talk to me, plus size girl.
Every time I was going to go try something, all I thought was, this could end badly.
So Samantha, I'm sensing you didn't learn anything from my kayaking experience last summer.
I did.
Yeah, no, you couldn't have, because if you did, you wouldn't have been active.
No, I would have preferred a kayak, actually.
Oh.
So... Because it was really, like, we were outdoors every day.
Yeah.
Because it was super hot.
Right, rub that in.
Just, yeah, okay.
We, too, were outdoors every day.
Yeah.
Because they have a beautiful awning that the rain doesn't get you wet on.
But we were right beside the lake. Like, we were, like, literally 2 steps away from the lake. So that was really nice.
We had a beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was raining.
So, anyways, the first thing we decided to try was river rafting down the channel in Penticton, which is a big thing. Everybody does it.
Right.
It's like you see people floating down the river channel.
Gotcha.
From the other side of Penticton all the way to Skaha Lake.
Okay.
And it's roughly, I think, 2 to 4 kilometers long.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And it takes you maybe an hour floating, but the river's really high, and the lakes were really high this year. They had gotten a lot of precipitation.
Yeah.
So it ran a little quicker, but so we decided, I'm like, guys, I did this once before.
Yeah.
When I was thinner.
Yeah.
So that was a really long time ago.
Right.
And I'm like, we don't need boats. We can just go on like a mattress or whatever. It'll just carry you. It'll be fine.
Right.
No, we got boats. Okay, so we have boats, and we're all sitting in a boat, and we're all connected. We tied them together. Yeah. Now it's fine. Getting in.
Like a dummy string?
Yeah, just a piece of, like a rope.
But like a dummy string, so nobody strays.
Yeah. Nobody strays. So we all stuck together.
Gotcha.
Which was fine. It was really hot.
Yeah.
Whatever. Getting into the boat at the starting point was fine.
Yeah.
And floating. You're not doing anything.
Even fat girls can float.
Yeah. As a plus-size woman in a boat.
We can float.
Little plastic boat. It was good. So we're floating down, and then... and there was, like, hordes of people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got caught up with people, and you had to, like, paddle away from them and stuff like that. But all I thought was, the last time I landed at the end point, it didn't go well.
It didn't go well.
It didn't do
anything. It went even worse? Went even worse?
Worse.
That's funny.
So this is the theme of the rest of the week.
Okay.
Of the rest of the time we had to do
Sam shouldn't participate in water sports.
Sam is going to end up in the water.
See? There you go.
At any given time. So everything was fine. So we get to the point where you have to disembark.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you'll go underneath the bridge into the lake, and it's really rough.
Okay.
So they're like, stop here.
Yeah.
So we're trying to stop, and then I'm like, well, I can get out. And I thought it was fine because there's cement steps there.
Yeah.
Well, it's been there a long, long time, those steps.
Yeah.
So they were really slippery.
That's gross. I hate slippery steps. That's gross.
Which was, I felt I was okay, and I thought I'd grabbed a hold of something. Not so much. Because I turned, I was facing front, and then I turned around to grab a hold of the boat so it didn't float away. Yeah. And I ended up in the water, narrowly missing, cracking my head on the cement steps.
It's a pretty visual.
Yeah, and then I'm like smack in the water, and I'm gulping water at this point.
Pretty.
And then this boat came up against me, and all I thought was I'm going to die underneath the boat.
No life jacket?
No, because you don't have to.
Well, you should.
I know.
Perhaps.
I can swim. So
not while you're gulping water.
My sister's like, oh my God, and my glasses flew off, and all this kind of fun stuff. And then, thank God, there had been this large group of young gentlemen getting very drunk on plastic floaties.
Yeah.
Which is what people do when they go down the river channel, is drink and float. He grabbed my hand, grabbed a hold of me so I could steady myself and climb up the stairs off the slippery steps. And all I thought was, of course, it would have to be in front of an entire crowd of people. Here's the fat girl falling into the water.
Absolutely. And you know what, friends of the podcast?
I got soaking wet head to toe.
Oh, pretty. That wouldn't be pretty,
It was
Samantha.
not pretty. And all I thought was, fuck it, I don't know anyone anyways.
See, and that's where we differ, because even though when I fell out of the kayak and last year and didn't know anybody, I still try my hardest to maintain my cool.
Oh, I didn't give a shit.
Right? See, that's the problem, is that you should. Right?
Why?
Because you should always try and remain cool.
Well, I did, but I didn't care.
No, I don't
that I had went into the water.
I don't think you would have looked cool. I don't think you would have looked cool.
What?
I don't think you would have. I think you would have looked a little bit funny.
Well, I don't think I looked spectacular, but I also didn't give a shit.
But that's what I'm saying. You should.
I don't.
You should have.
I don't.
You should have.
I don't.
You know.
That's what differs. Us. Right there.
One of the many things, Samantha. Well, here's a funny story that happened to us. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Ottawa is really, really close to Quebec. And everybody goes to Quebec because you can get cheaper, first off, because there's a fantastic chip truck there.
Oh.
Where you can get, yummy food, like French fries and stuff like that, right? And it's also cheaper to buy some booze, right? So everybody does this run because it's so much cheaper. Anyway, so my kid sister and I, who, between the two of us, couldn't think our way out of a paper bag, we decided that we would go to Quebec. It's only 15 minutes, right? Krista's friend told us how to get there. You take your first left, take your first right, go straight. You pretty much drive right to where you need to go. Okay. So I was navigating because Krista was driving. Mm-hmm. Well, guess who forgot the second right or the second left?
Because you were probably too busy on your phone.
No, I left my phone in the trailer because it was charging. So that's fine. I knew, I'm like, shit, I think we've gone way too far. We're not where we're supposed to be. So,
what was your first indication?
That it seemed longer than 15 minutes was the first thing, right? That started me thinking.
God.
So then, right, like most people nowadays, I thought, okay, where's the kid sister's phone now? Let's just do the GPS. So she's got no battery.
Yeah.
Right? She's got no battery. There's nothing on her phone. And I'm like, we are so screwed and stranded. and neither...
Did you stop and ask for directions?
No, we figured it out eventually.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, but by doing that, we went all the way back and started again. Yeah. Right? Because when you're just out in the middle of nowhere, you can't just think, just go right and go left again, right? So we went turned around and started fresh.
Got it.
Yeah,
Which is why it took you an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then realized that, oh shoot, yeah, we did miss that second turn. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, go figure.
You are bad with directions.
Yeah, I have no sense of direction.
No,
in my world, north is the direction of my nose.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Don't worry.
matter.
I found out from this last trip with my sister, she too has no sense of direction either and doesn't remember where she parked.
Oh, see,
I'm like, we just came this way. How did you not know which way to go?
But see, that's like me. Because like me, she probably just isn't paying attention.
Oh my God. God,
I just didn't give a shit.
I know it's bad.
You know, Samantha, have you ever played the game Heads Up, the one that on the Ellen,
Yeah.
the Ellen app?
No, I've never played it, but
Well, you should, no, actually you shouldn't, because there's no point you downloading it thinking that you can do it, because only I can do it. I'm like the Heads Up Pro. We played Heads Up so much. I'm like the Heads Up Pro. I got 12, and that was like the winner.
really,
Was 12 right.
look at you go.
Yeah, now people will say it's the clue giver that really should get the praise.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. Although, I'm a really, really good clue giver, too. Like, probably even better than Ellen. Ellen, if you're listening, guess what? Bring it.
Oh my God.
I think I can beat you at your own game.
Okay.
Yeah. But with that being said, you have to pay for all these different categories, right? So some are free, and then some aren't.
Ah.
Oh, we were racking up the bill. Hey,
Oh.
wait till my brother-in-law gets his credit card bill, and he'll see that the two sisters who were at the trailer by themselves for 3 days. Yeah, let's try this one. Ding. Let's get this one. Ding. Can we buy this one? Sure. He's not going to be happy.
He's not going to be
He's
happy.
although he did enjoy playing those categories, he just didn't realize that he actually paid for them too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a few more adventures, Lisa.
Okay, Samantha.
Well, because we paddleboarded as well.
Oh my God, Samantha, what the hell made you think?
Oh,
Is it because you were with your skinny family?
No.
What made you think
No,
that?
because I didn't want to try it.
Okay.
Because it looks fun.
Yeah.
But you know what? I realized I don't have a center of I don't have a center. Like, my center of gravity sucks.
Like, what do you mean?
I can't get up on a moving paddleboard. I could get to my knees.
Yeah.
But the... it only took once for me to fall off the paddleboard,
Yeah.
too, to realize I'm just going to sit.
I'm just gonna sit.
I'm just going to sit.
Yeah.
Because I got my hat wet, and I lost my sunglasses.
Samantha, you are a mess.
All in the span of like a few minutes on the paddleboard, trying to just stand up. They're like, do this, do that. And I'm like, splash. I'm like, and drank more lake water.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
But see, here's my thing with the whole paddleboard is I would think the only thing I can get up from really well is my chair.
And you know what? And I would have stayed on my knees because I felt comfortable, like, until I had been on my knees for like a few minutes.
Then that's not comfy.
That freaking hurts.
Yeah. But
So
if you go
I
next year, take some knee pads.
No, I'm not taking
And wear knee pads and then sit on your knees.
I'm going kayaking next time. That,
No.
at least you sit.
Yeah, but that's a bitch to get out of. No, that's Samantha, right? I tell you, I pretty much tore my groin, and not from any enjoyable way.
Oh, speaking of a torn
Right?
groin.
Right? Not from any way that would be pleasurable.
No.
That's for sure.
No, well, and then, because it is, I mean, when you're in Osuyas, it's all about the water and what you can do in the water and stuff.
Right.
And so we tried that, and it was fine. We did it for an hour. It was good. I wouldn't go back and do paddleboarding unless I'd gotten, like, instructions on it.
Right.
Really, he just said, keep the paddleboard moving, knee, and then up. Not enough for me.
No.
But my sister, Nicholas, did it really well. Lee and I were the only ones who ended up in a drink.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just couldn't balance.
No.
Anyways, on the last day in Osuyas, we rented a boat.
Okay.
And the guys went water skiing, and then we had a tube.
Yeah.
I didn't water ski. The guys did great.
Yep.
It's very tiring, though.
Yeah.
So, but we all did the tube.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't going to go because last year, it freaking hurt.
Right.
It hurt.
Yeah.
And then it looked like so much fun because they were catching air, and they were catching the waves, and it looked really fun.
Yeah.
So I went, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. First one, okay. Yes, you have to grip on really a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
And getting onto the boat wasn't horrible from the tube thing. It's only horrible when you fall out of the tube.
Yeah, I would think so, hey?
Because
that would be like hitting cement.
Yeah, because we were 20 minutes to when we had to bring the boat back, and I'm like, I want to do one more ride. And they're like, okay. So here I am on the tube, and I'm like, yeah, come on, woo! And I'm like,
being all smarty pants.
bring it on, bitch! And
Right? All smarty pants spurling kicking in.
So I'm like trying to ride the waves and back and forth, and I'm gripping. All of a sudden, I don't know. Lee's like, it looked like a really good wave, and I'm like, yeah. And all I remember is going high and then falling out and then hitting the water, splat, and the side of my leg has a bruise on it now.
Nice.
And all I thought was, I think they tried to kill me.
Samantha, I think the
They were
moral...
like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. Because we had to wear vests, thank God.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm fine. But I was just like, God damn, that hurt my leg.
And now today you're walking like a 95-year-old crippled woman.
I
Right?
The next day, I could barely walk.
I'm sure.
Because my back hurts, and from paddling, and then from hanging on to the tube, my arms are like a son of a bitch. Michelle hurt her neck.
Yeah.
And her shoulder.
Yeah.
All of us were in pain.
Friends, the podcast, here's a little life lesson, right? And it's not even just for, like, if you're plus size. It's for anybody that's not really physically active 365 days of the year.
This is not a good idea.
Don't try and get it all out of your system on your 2-week vacation.
No, but it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, and you know what? And now at least you're going to have a couple weeks to recover because which is good because I already told my father-in-law that when we go up to the lake for our little holiday, we're tubing. Yeah, we're tubing. I already told him because I've never been tubing.
Oh.
And I want to get my tube on.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's excited.
No.
We can't disappoint.
No.
Yeah. So we're already doing it.
Oh my God.
There's more water sports in our future.
Oh God.
Yeah. You know what I learned, Samantha?
What?
I'm a master barbecuer. Doesn't mean I'm going to do all the cooking on the barbecue when we're on holidays. But I'm just saying, I can make some mean-ass bacon. I barbecued bacon.
I have barbecued bacon.
It's not about you. It's about me.
And eggs.
Not about you.
And toast.
Not about you. It's about me. I've never barbecued. I barbecued bacon.
And you were very excited for yourself.
My bacon was better than any bacon you ever barbecued. My bacon was the best bacon in the whole wide world. People were saying that. People at the campground were like, oh my God, that's the best smelling bacon. I'm like, you should try some. It's probably the best tasting bacon.
Really?
Serious.
Yeah.
Not even kidding.
Not even taking your word for that one.
Well, you know what, Samantha? You should because I was like really, really awesome. You know what else happened?
Mm.
You know how I have fake cat Maggie?
Yeah.
And she's a lovely orange and white tabby cat, short-haired tabby.
Uh-huh.
Up at the trailer, there is a stray fake cat Maggie. But he's a boy. But you know what? We don't see in gender. Right? We don't see in gender. We just see. And he was so friendly.
Good.
Yeah. Fed him all the foods that he shouldn't eat. Mm-hmm. He had some Havarti. He had actual milk, even though I know friends of the podcast don't give your cat milk. Yeah. But we did, and he seemed just fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Super cute cat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I went on, I don't know if anybody remembers this. Back in the day, it was called the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, it's a bucket on wheels that goes round and round.
Yeah.
Well, there is one at a place, it's called Rattlesnake Canyon.
Yeah.
It's like a little mini activity area for people. It's got mini golf, go-karts, the chairs with the, I don't know, that go up in the air and all this other stuff. Uh-huh. And the boys went on the go-karts, and Michelle's like, let's go on the Tilt-A-Whirl. And I'm like, okay. They call it the tumbler then. Okay. So we go on. We're the only people on the ride. Yeah. The guy let us go for like, I swear to God, felt like 5 minutes or more. And he told us which ones would go fast. Yeah. So we got into one of them. Oh my God. I got off and I was so dizzy and my neck hurt. We were screaming and laughing. It was so much fun. Yeah. I like the old rides.
I like the old rides, but I can live without a ride.
I know, you don't like that stuff.
It's not, and you know what? I just don't find them that thrilling.
I do.
I think I need more. That's my problem, is I just need more. It just doesn't...
I need more.
I need more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I came across some really interesting people on my vacation.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I'm going to call them the Valley Girls.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 3 girls. We were at the pool, my sister and I, on one of the days, at the complex we were staying at. Yeah. And I swear to God, they only got into the pool and into their floaties so they could take pictures. And they had a can. I don't know if the can was alcohol or if it was just like some sort of. Well, they didn't look very old.
Oh, okay.
No. So I don't know what they were drinking, but they all had the same can. Yeah. And they all had virtually the same floaty. And they were like, "Oh my God, let's take a picture! Let's take a picture!" And then their moms came, and all they did was fucking take pictures in the pool.
Wow.
And I'm like, seriously, people? Can you do this somewhere else? And so then I started to make fun of them, because that's what I do as this plus-size woman faced with 3 young, skinny people.
Were you shaming?
I was like, oh my God, should I cross my legs or not cross my legs? I'm like, okay, let's tilt your head this way, because, oh my God, how's my pony? Is my top not okay?
That's too funny.
And I'm like, seriously? Michelle and I are like, okay, we're going back to the room.
Right? Because you know what, friends of the podcast, once we get to a certain age, we don't put up with that shit.
I don't put up with nothing.
Not a thing.
Ugh.
You know what I did, Samantha? And this directly affects us and our podcast.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I hung out with Pink. I know.
You
You're
went to the
speechless.
concert, Lisa.
And hung out with Pink.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you say like that, Samantha?
You did not meet Pink.
I didn't say I met Pink. I said I hung out with Pink. I hung out with Pink. Went to the Pink concert. It was fantastic. Friends of the podcast, go see her. I posted lots of pictures on Facebook. You wouldn't have seen them because you're not on Facebook.
No.
But posted and did video. And she she even on an outside venue and it's pouring rain, she was still doing her high wire act.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Outside venue, right? Like that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And in the pouring rain, never stopped for 1 second.
Good for her.
Yeah. She was like shouting out to people. Positive, I heard Lisa. But I can't prove it, but positive I heard.
You didn't.
But positive I did.
Oh
and so
my
now,
God.
Samantha, I think that we need to add her to our squad.
Totally.
Right? Because I think that...
I like Pink.
Yeah. Super cool.
She's very cool.
Yeah. Super cool. And hasn't done... She said hasn't done anything in a long time. Didn't even miss a beat. Didn't even miss a beat.
Cool.
Super cool. Yeah.
Well, she had a baby not long ago.
I know. Right? Yeah.
That's good.
But pretty sure she's my friend. You know, I really think
Oh
so.
my God.
I felt a connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Oh, okay. And also, for the first time, we tried a roadside Mexican joint.
Oh.
Literally roadside.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
A couple people got sick.
I imagine. You guys are idiots. That's what I say to that. That's what I say to that. You deserve it.
Yeah, but there was lots of people there.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean it's good.
I don't know.
Right?
It tasted good going down.
Ew.
Yeah.
But not...
Well, I didn't get sick.
Maybe not physically, but you probably had some issues.
No, I didn't actually.
Really?
No.
That's weird being you.
I know.
Because you have issues?
No, because I don't think I didn't eat all the different kinds of hot sauces.
Oh.
And that's what they were doing. They were tempting fate with all the different hot
then
sauces.
you get what you get, right?
I did not.
No,
but it was actually pretty good. The homemade guacamole was really good.
Ew.
But I was just like, roadside Mexican. Let's go for it.
In BC.
Well, because you can't do it here. That doesn't exist here.
Well, it should only exist, I think, in Mexico.
Lisa, you have to try something new.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I don't need to try
Yes,
anything
you
new.
do.
I don't. I don't need to try anything
Well, you're
new.
about to go tubing.
Yeah, and I've
that'll
never
be-
tubed. I've
That'll
never
be
tubed.
exciting.
And I'm gonna rely on
And you're gonna
on my
hurt,
old and I'm gonna
and you're
rely
not-
on my old father-in-law to help me get off the tube.
You are not going to be
Right?
able to get off the tube.
I can get off.
I couldn't get from the tube to the boat
But-
when I fell off.
Yeah, but
it
maybe-
took 2 people.
Maybe
it
I'm-
took my brother-in-law and my nephew
But maybe I'm
to
more
pull
flexible.
me up.
Maybe I'm more flexible.
Fuck off.
You just don't know, Samantha. You don't know.
It was hilarious how I fell. And they were like, wow, you got a lot of air. And all I asked when I got in the boat was, did I get really high?
So, friends of the podcast, sounds like we have a challenge between Lisa and Samantha coming up in a few weeks about tubing.
Well, Lisa, at least I've done it.
Oh, well, you know what, Samantha? It doesn't sound like you did it well, so I don't feel like you have that big of an advantage.
Oh, be quiet.
I'm just saying.
Oh, my God.
Did you have any I shake my head moments while you were away?
I did.
Okay. Tell
I
me.
don't want to sound snotty.
Oh, Samantha.
But I
just-
might.
Just tone it back a bit.
Okay.
Okay, a bit.
Well, we don't really see it a lot here,
Uh-huh.
but there in Osoyoos, I don't know, between the smaller towns, because the towns are pretty close together.
Yeah.
A lot of hitchhiking. A
Oh,
lot of hitchhikers.
really?
And no offense to the people, but I did actually see a car stop for
Yeah.
2 people.
Well, people gotta get places.
No, but don't.
But they have to.
They look... Hi, you're standing on the side of the road. Why don't you have enough money for a bus? Or something? Some kind of mode of transportation?
Because I think they're just free. They're just free.
No, I shake my head at hitchhiking.
Really?
I shake my head at people who pick them up. I just don't think that's a good idea, and I think it's in this day and age of all the things that we have for transportation, you don't even have access to a bike?
I know, but the thing is, Samantha, like, what do you want them to do? Steal a bike? Right?
I'm not asking you to steal it.
But obviously they don't have a bike. And you know what? Let's be honest, right? If I'm gonna probably try and get a ride before I'm gonna bike there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their thinking.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm anti-hitchhiking.
Well, I'm not. Friends of the podcast, we're not saying you should go and start hitchhiking.
Nope.
That's not the position that
is
Lisa's taking whatsoever.
That is not what we're doing.
But I'm just saying, Samantha, that you know what? Everybody's got to get somewhere.
No.
Really?
Nope, not hitchhiking. I think it's a bad idea.
Well, you know what? Here's my shake my head moment.
Mm-hmm.
It is about Uber.
Uber?
Yeah.
When did you try Uber?
I've tried Uber a couple times, and I'm going to promote Uber. 2 thumbs up to Uber.
Where did you Uber?
I took Uber from the airport when I flew into Ottawa, because
Okay.
my sister was working, to her place.
Oh.
And it's half the price of a taxi.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I get...
Why is it half the price?
I don't know. There has to be some reason that probably isn't good. But all my experiences with Uber, and I've had 3 now, have been wonderful. Right? You get like a little notification on your phone showing you the picture of the guy who's coming.
Okay.
And he's being tracked the whole time.
Okay.
So I don't get why everybody has these issues.
What kind of issues?
Well, because everybody's all like, ooh, poo-poo Uber.
Oh.
I know that at one point it's because they don't have insurance for me. But that's fine, right? I'm just like going to like from the airport to somebody's house. Right? Who needs insurance? That's what I think.
Okay.
For half the price? I'll take my chance, right? Instead of $100, $50, I'll take my chance.
Really? That much, eh?
Yeah, half off. Yeah. Why wouldn't you Uber? And now at the airports, like not in Saskatoon because we're not a big enough city, that's what I learned. But now at the airport in Ottawa, they actually have like stands where you saw that like you download the Uber app and then you get your Uber, but now you have a special place where you wait for your Uber.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're like accountable. Yeah. So I just think, you know what, 2 thumbs up to Uber.
Good one.
And I shake my head at those people who would just choose to still take the taxi. Unless you have that much money that you don't need to cut your price in half.
True.
Then go for it.
Okay.
But I prefer Uber.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
What else you got for me?
Okay. Well, our next topic: ketchup versus mustard.
Because why not start our next topic after our pleasant vacation topic in an argument?
Yes. Why not?
Because ketchup's the way to go.
No. So apparently Lisa's ketchup and I'm mustard.
I'm ketchup. Yeah.
So, but Lisa also poses the question: what would the world be like without ketchup?
What would the world be like without ketchup, friends of the podcast?
We are getting hardcore and philosophical.
Give that some thought, friends. Friends of the podcast, just take a few minutes in the next week to give some thought to what would the world be like without ketchup.
And decide. Take a side, people. Ketchup or mustard.
Well, and
We're about to go there.
We're about to drop the mic and go there. Similar to Google or not to Google.
Yep.
It started. We had to already stop that conversation. How ridiculous, Samantha. We already had to stop the conversation. Ketchup versus mustard. Whoa, boo. Whoa,
no.
time out. Make your notes and keep it to yourself. Right? We're in a public place right now. We can't get this crazy.
That was funny.
Yeah. So, like all things, it's going to be heated.
Yeah.
You know?
So that was our vacation in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little podcasts in between. I know that they weren't the full-length ones that you're used to, but still kind of funny.
Yeah.
Posing some questions.
You know.
And all that sort of fun. Hopefully everybody loved the little bit about Sam's addiction to infomercials.
Because I forgot.
Her dirty little secret reared its ugly head.
Yes.
So just remember where you can find us, guys. We're on Podbean, iTunes,
Google Play,
we're on
Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram,
and
probably other stuff too.
Yeah.
Right?
We're everywhere.
Leave a review if you have a moment.
Lisa loves that shit.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some. All right, Samantha.
All right.
As always, it's been a pleasure.
Should be.
Whatever.